Okay, so welcome to Monday evening yoga. We're just going to take a moment to sit to start the class. And the class today, we're going back to the theme of warrior and strength and courage. And a lot of that for me comes from being grounded. So I always describe my sword and my shield through quite a few difficult situations, not just this current one. When I've needed a sword and a shield, particularly in recent years, it's come from my connection with nature and Drew yoga. So those two things I feel are my sword and shield. And this practice in particular is about bringing a wonderful grounded sense of courage. It's almost as if the earth supporting you can give you that feeling of strength. So just take a moment to sit on your seat bones. When we sit, we're normally sat up a little bit, or else even sat on a chair. So I've got a cushion and a blanket underneath me to just lift the pelvis a little, and so that everything is very comfortable and natural. And just take a moment to bring your awareness to your seat bones and that connection that you have with gravity down into the earth. So each out breath, just allow gravity to soften the shoulders, relax the arms, allow the legs to relax and just become a little heavier and feel a little bit more secure with that. And then we'll have those 3 long breaths from the tailbone to the crown, inhaling, lengthening the spine, and then letting it go. Just bringing the chin towards the sternum, open the eyes down to your own space. Notice the space that you're in, the 3 dimensions behind you and above you. And if you can, take your awareness outside of the room, into your community and beyond. Okay, so we'll get up onto our feet for some activations. Beginning with a little shake out through each of the joints, if those joints are okay. Again, of course, Helen, you won't be standing on one leg and shaking your ankles, I'm sure. Into the elbow joint there. How does that feel? And get into the shoulder. If you've had to do any sitting or driving or working at a computer, really see what directions the shoulder needs to move in now. And to the other side, flicking away the day's worries, like you're just flicking muck off the fingers, into the elbow, into the shoulder. Oh, that's good. And just shake both, shake them down to the ground if your back feels okay, otherwise stay upright, out to the sides and up high. And so if you are balancing on one leg today, take your balance, have a little flick, a little wobble of the foot, a little waggle into the knee, and wobbling around the knee joint. And right up into the hip again. And onto the other side. Having a waggle or a wobble of the ankle. That's it, Helen. You just wobble some other bits. That's lovely. And into the knee joint. So if you've ever got any joints that are feeling sore, they probably don't want this treatment. They just want to move gently and tune into how it feels. Wobble anything that hasn't had a wiggle yet. Oh, there we go. Good. So we're going to work with a little warm up that will stretch your gastrocnemius and your hamstring as well. So we start by making sure the feet are parallel and keep your right heel on the ground as you step forward. So you should get a little gastrocnemius stretch there. And then you bring your foot back to the middle. Keep the right foot where it is still. Take the left foot behind you and come back to the middle. We're going to speed that up a little bit. So one foot is just staying completely anchored on the ground. And we can let the arms join in if you've got that. You can let the breath join in, breathing in and out with the movement. Also gives you a chance to look up. Looking up releases serotonin. Who'd have thought it? If you act like you're happy, you get the happy chemicals. It's a bit like putting a smile on your face can make you feel happy. Although normally it's feeling happy that makes you smile. So we'll take that to the other side. So anchoring your left foot, making sure the toes pointing forward and the heel doesn't move. So when you step forward, you feel a little calf stretch. Back to the centre and step behind. See if you can join in with the arms and the breath. Breathing in as you raise the arms. And so we're going to do this similar, but with a little bit more mobility and a sort of bigger lunge, if you like. So again, anchor your right foot again. The heel can come off the ground this time. As you lunge forward, we make strong woman arms. Oh man, if there's any men watching later. Bring the toe up towards you when you step back. So you will feel, and as you feel comfortable to bend forward, you should get a hamstring stretch. Back to the centre. We can start getting that strong vibe already. Don't over flex the knee joint. It's better to take a bigger step and flex the knee less. You don't really want to take the shin and the front leg past the vertical if you're looking after your knee joint properly. Let's try that on the other side. Seems to have a very wibbly wobbly mat today. I think since we started in April, I've been saying I'm going to get some double-sided sticky tape. So if anyone wants to get me some, that'd be awesome. So we're going to anchor the left foot. The heel can come up though. And then it's the left toe coming up towards you, so you feel the stretch down the back of the leg, the whole of the hamstring. Stretching that hamstring nice and gently. Last one. There we go. So we're going to also work with the tri-spinal warm-up. There's in the work that we're doing with I'm going to use earth sequence as well, and warrior postures. There's not an awful lot of twists, so we're going to start with one. We want to have every kind of movement in every yoga class for your spine. So keeping the feet fairly wide, keeping the heels on the floor the first time through. Just let the arms flop to where they will. it's a good idea to also lift your pelvic floor, zip up the front fly, bring your belly button to the spine, because this puts a little corset of protection around your middle for your looking after your lower back. Let the arms come up a little. If you keep the arms quite floppy, they'll give you a nice smack as you go round up to the shoulders. And then my favourite, up above the head. Just see how that feels for your between the shoulder blades for you. Loosening off any little knots of tension. Rather a joyful movement, I feel, as well. And letting the arms come back down. Flop around the waist. So now we're moving side to side as if you've got a pane of glass in front of you. It's very much a sideways movement, so leaning to one side and scooping up some water and throwing it over the shoulder. I like to breathe in one side and breathe out the other, and I really like the water visualization for this. So you're just splashing it over the shoulder, invigorating. Keep the pelvic floor lifted, core switched on, and you'll get an amazing waist, even more amazing than it already is. Bringing the feet back to hip width apart. Switch on the core, get your pelvic tilt just right. You're going to have some spinal waves, breathing in and reaching up. And start with the shoulders, head and neck. Tune into how your back is today. You might not want to go to the ground. You might want to really look after those little discs and just play with them gently. You don't need to, if you do fold down, you want to be bending your knees, switching on core to uncurl. Let's have one last one. Okay, so we're going to go for it. Step a bit wider, move a bit more. We're going to start with a twist. We're going to let the feet and everything join in. In fact, I'm even going to put my fan on because although it's not that hot, I was just going to say, let's start moving the air around the room a little. And breathing in and breathing out. This is the good thing, I suppose. Do get her home. No worries. Let the arms come up a bit higher. Because you've got to watch out you don't crash into the furniture. It's even better at Needham Lake. Come up a bit higher overhead. Woohoo! And working your way back down. Make the biggest circles you can in the space that you've got. There we go. So a bit more vigour for the water, so it might have to be ankle deep water. Or just keep it the same if you're feeling tired. Do it the way that's right for you. Breathing in one side, breathing out the other. And then bringing the feet back to hip width. We're just going to enjoy one glorious, slow spinal wave. So make it your own. Breathing in, back bend if you want one. Keeping the core switched on, bending the knees. And then bend the knees deeply. Let's uncurl really slow. All the way up, taking the arms up the middle. Up to the ceiling, turn the palms up. Have a stretch through. And relax. So before we go into the warrior work that we're going to do today, I think my dog wants to come in now. More crying. She's maybe forgotten she's had dinner. What's up, Mom? Let's go to the bath. For a walk. She thinks she needs the garden, even though she's just been for a walk, but she might be getting senile, who knows. So we're going to work with the beautiful grounding practice. This Prithvi Namaskar, salutation to the earth, just sort of brings my stress levels right down. If I don't get all that stressed generally, but obviously it has been a bit interesting lately. Just by feeling as if you can just put down on the ground. There's a beautiful still point after the out breath. You can feel like you're just putting down any of your fears or concerns onto that big old earth. And sometimes you don't feel like you just want to breathe in straight away. That's what we call the still point in Drew. So just clasping the hands in front of you, the knees fairly soft. We just ground down through the soles of the feet to start. And notice your breath. And then on the next in breath, bringing the hands up to the heart. Out breath, they come down and then they come up above the head. And you make this circle in front of you on the out breath. Again. Inhale. We'll do that one more time. I'll let the talk back in. We thought we'd had all these troubles would be over when the puppy moved back to Bristol, but Molly's making up for it. Well done, Molly. Settle somewhere. So this time we're going to go down to the earth at the same lovely breathing rhythm, but a bit further down. Inhale. If you want to squat, squat. Otherwise, just imagine squatting. We use visualization quite a lot. When a movement's not right for you, you can just visualize it. Inhale. We'll begin to surround ourselves with a shield, if you like, or whatever you need to surround yourself with. Now we're going to do the same thing in a wide leg stance. It's quite interesting to notice the weight evenly split between the 2 feet, but also that connection through the perineum down into the ground through gravity as well. Inhaling, bend the knees, all soft and gentle. Inhale, exhale. And now this time we're just going to turn over towards your right foot. Just let your left foot come comfortably towards the edge of the mat. And it's similar, so we inhale up to the heart. We exhale, keeping the spine straight and bending the knee. And then on the in-breath, just reach forward and push through that leg to straighten it. Exhale, surrounding yourself with what you need. Keep the core switched on. This is like a little, you're moving through a Drew Warrior 2 posture. Begin to notice that strength in these gentle movements. By keeping your belly button back and your pelvis in the correct tilt so that your pubic bone is just up towards the belly button a little bit. Coming back to the front, we're going to go the other way. So What I mean by that is we're not just letting the lower back have a big crunchy curve. We're just going to keep it all nice and strong. Keeping the spine straight on the out breath and then really reaching forwards and up at the same time. Exhale, putting down. Inhale, reaching forwards. Exhale, surrounding yourself with what you need. Coming back to the front. If your spine feels a little like you want to protect it, just work with a standing cat as a counter posture. Otherwise, take a forward bend down to the mat and just you can bend the knees so you can really let the shoulders, head and neck relax down. And then working the feet back to hip width. Bend the knees deeply, tuck the tailbone under, core engaged to hug out. Back to standing. Nice strong yet soft Tadasana. So the knees are soft, shoulders are soft, but the core's quite strong, like a mountain. Do grab a drink if you need one. And so we're going to work through, I'll just reteach the alignment points for Warrior 1, 2 and 3 and Reverse Warrior, and then we'll put it together into a beautiful little sequence. We'll work with Warrior 1 and 2 first of all. So making yourself into that lovely strong mountain again, Tadasana. And if you've done other styles of yoga, you'll notice that in Drew Yoga 1 and 2, Warrior 1 and 2 are switched around, but it makes sense with the flow of the movement. We do so much flowing. So just ground yourself again. Stepping out towards the right, and we turn the toe out at 45 and bring the heel in at 45. So just take a look. Your heel should end up opposite the medial arch of the other foot. And tuck the tailbone underneath. You'll notice as well your right hip has come slightly back. So your hips can't really be quite square to the front of the mat, but your shoulders are. Okay, so there's a very, very slight twist there. This protects your knee because you don't want your knee to be the bit that gets the twist. So let the shoulders soften, bring the belly button to the spine. On the inhale, the arms come up, and on the exhale, you look along the right arm as you bend the right knee. And just look down, check that you can still see your toe. You might want to make it a little wider. You don't want the shin to go over the vertical, so that you've got too much flexion in the knee. So you still just see your right toe. We're just going to hold that there for 3 breaths. You can draw the arms in and look behind. As we breathe out, draw the arms in and look to the center as we breathe out. And then back along the right arm. Okay, so turning back to the front, and we're going to work with that in the other direction. So we're going to turn the left foot out, the toes out 45, the heel in 45. Just have a look and see if your heel is opposite the medial arch of the back foot. Your hips might be very slightly off, not parallel to the edge of the mat, but just check your shoulders are. Lift the pelvic floor, belly button to the spine, nice and strong this posture, stronger than it looks. Inhale, lift the chin, and then as you exhale, stepping proudly along the left arm. So just check that you can see your toe, that your shin hasn't gone too far. So when we inhale, we're just going to draw the wings in a little, look along the back arm. As you exhale, each exhale through this work, you really switch the core on strong. Look towards the camera, and then back along left arm. Lovely. Turning back to the front, we'll just take, only if your back feels fine, take a forward bend. Otherwise, you can just bring the feet back to hip width and flex the spine in a standing cat. Bring the feet to hip width, bend the knees, tailbone under, core engaged, curl back up safely, but feeling strong still through the core. Super. So we're going to work with Drew Warrior 2. So stepping out, I'm going to step on the dog's tail. Move it, Molly, move it. Not impressed. Probably don't want to be quite as wide for this one, because you end up with a good stretch on the iliopsoas muscle. Turn the whole foot out at a right angle this time, and step your left foot a little bit towards the edge of the mat so that you can turn your hips completely to the short end of the mat. We'll come back to the front for a moment. Inhale, and then a lot goes on. So we bring the arms down to the hips, and then if you can, carry on in that sort of circle and bend the front knee so that you end up with the arms overhead. If it feels wobbly, it's because you're standing on a tightrope. You need to bring that foot out to the edge of the mat. That's me wobbling now. Tuck that tailbone under, engage the core. So we just have 3 breaths there. Each out breath, switching the core on strong, lifting the pelvic floor. Soft in the shoulders. Turning back to the front. Again, only take a forward bend if you're good to do so through your back. Otherwise, stay upright and have a standing cat. There we go. Work the feet to hip width. Switch the core on. Tuck the tailbone under. Bend the knees. Uncurl. Super safe. We're going to go the other way. So stepping out to your left. Turn the left foot out at a complete right angle and bring your right foot towards me, towards the edge of the mat. Just check your hips are free to completely turn to be perpendicular to the short end. Bring your torso back to the front. Inhale, and then as the arms come down, we begin to bend the knee. Let the arms come back up. Keep that tailbone under, soft through the shoulders. Don't start to lean forward. We're going to do that in a minute for Warrior 3. Just try now pushing the weight into the outside edge of the back foot on that out breath. Lift the pelvic floor on the out breath. Switch the core on too. Coming back to the front. And your forward bend, if you're having forward bends today, please don't if you've got any disc problems. Work the feet back to hip width. Tailbone under, knees bent, core switched on. Uncurl safely. Okay, this is the point where it might be useful, unless you've got amazing balance and incredibly strong joints, to use a chair. But the dog's completely... Molly, why don't you just come in and come on the sofa? Come on. Come on. Good girl. Come up on the sofa. Come on. Puppy. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. You can sit and watch. There you go. Nothing's happening in the kitchen. She's waiting for my son to come down and start cooking, but he won't give her any snacks, so I don't know why she's bothered. It's very strict. So, I'm going to use the chair for a balance in Warrior 3. You need to step quite a long way away from it, almost to the other end of the mat. You can do this with your foot on the ground. I'll go through the point at which you can create a warrior 3 without having a balance as well. Get yourself into that lovely strong mountain posture, Tadasana. Stepping out to the right, we're going to turn the foot out and we're going to come through warrior 2. And then from warrior 2, we're just going to, I'm going to go backwards a little bit, I'm too close. From warrior 2, we just begin to take all the weight onto the front leg and the back foot begins to peel up. So that's the point at which, if you want to stop, that can still be your warrior 3. The feeling is of energy going down through the back foot and through the fingers. Otherwise, you keep coming until your foot lifts off the ground. And just turn your foot. Tom, are you there? Can you come and get Molly? Molly, come here. Then place his foot back down on the mat. And turning back to the front. I know we're just going to step on the computer now. Right, come on, Molly. Oh, we'll try that to the other side. I think we'll concentrate a bit more. So take yourself a little distance away from the mat. We can work all the way through warrior 1, but we'll just take the foot that you're going to balance on straight into warrior 2. Engaging the core. Just create that feeling of lift already. A bit further away. And then it's a tilt from the hip. Your foot begins to peel off the ground until you've got most of your weight on that leading foot. And then you kind of tilt and hinge at the same time. Once you reach this point, you want to really send the energy away through the fingers and away through the ball of the back foot. Core switched on still. Placing the toe down onto the mat and coming back to warrior 2 before coming to face the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all those into a sequence. I just need to check. Yes, I've got plenty of time. We're going to put those into the way of the warrior sequence. You may want your chair, you may not. You can do the toe on the ground version or just a little bit of warrior 3. We'll try and do 3 breaths for each stage. I'm going to start with the hands at the heart, core switched on, knees soft. Let the hands come down to the hips, feeling strong. Stepping out to the right, turning the right toe out at 45, heel in, warrior 1 first. 3 breaths. Looking behind you, looking to the centre, and looking ahead. The hands come down to the hips, the toe moves, just adjust towards the camera a little so that you can come into your warrior 2. Switch the core on the out breath, 3 breaths. And then begin to work into your warrior 3. And this time we're going to put the foot down, and if we just take the arm behind us onto the thigh, so it's the same arm, same thigh, and the other hand creates a little, like it's holding a little handheld mirror where you can look at the strongest version of yourself. in reverse warrior. We just make a beautiful circle with the arms. We come back, holding the hands in namaste at your heart. So we're ready to go to the other side. Give yourself a bit of space. Hands down to the hips. Feeling strong through the core, lifting the pelvic floor. Soft, brave shoulders. Stepping out. Toes 45. Heel in 45. Inhale. Exhale into warrior one. 3 breaths, looking behind. Looking to the centre. Looking ahead. Hands down to the hips. And so from here, you can work into your warrior 3. I'm going to have to go at a slightly different angle. Oh, really, I've got a chair. This way. Extending through the ball of the foot, through the fingers. Placing that toe on the ground. Coming back into your reverse warrior. Coming back to the centre. So you can have a look at that obviously on the repeat when I send you the recorded link. And there is a mini version of this that everyone can see, just this part, that little sequence on the YouTube channel as well, if you just want to get in the flow of that. We'll do it again next week as well. So we'd like to come down onto the mat. I think we're going to work through, because as I say, there's not a lot of twisting involved in that sequence. So we're going to just unwind completely as we come back down to the earth with a lovely spiral, a lovely gentle twist. So we bring ourselves onto one side, knees up quite high, lower legs parallel to the edge of the mat. Everything's at right angles. The thigh bone and the spine at right angles, the thigh bone and the shin at right angles. Just let your head rest down there. Breathe out. On your next in-breath, draw the arms to the heart. And as you exhale, you can just take the elbow or the whole arm. If you've got any cushions handy, you can rest the arm on a cushion. Rest there. And then drawing the hand back to the heart. Exhale. Do that again on the next inhale. Enjoy as you exhale, coming into the twist, just as far as is comfortable for you. You can let the hips and knees move, there's nothing rigid, nothing held too strong in this. And bringing the hands to the heart and taking the hands along. There you go. So on the in-breath, just taking the hands above the head and across to the other side. Keep going in lovely big circles. So you come back to the hips as you breathe in, and the circle just keeps going till the palms come together on the out breath. Take another breath in between to let go. On the in-breath, trailing the fingers overhead, take a stretch. Oh, lovely. And just let the hand go to where it will. Back down to the hip. And circling all the way back to where it started. So you can roll over onto the other side if you don't need to see the video, which you probably don't. I'll just flip myself over this way. And taking the arms out in front again, knees up quite high, Shin bone parallel to the edge of the mat. I bet you're looking forward to doing the other side. Of course, when we go over, the reason I say just take the elbow if you want to is if you take the whole arm, you've got quite a lot of torque on the shoulder. So if any shoulder pain, you might just want to be softer and just let the elbow come over. Do what's right for you. Feel into your own body. So exhale. As you inhale, draw the hand to the heart. Exhale. Take it over to the other side. Let your tummy just relax into that twist a little bit. Nice and soft. Bringing the hands to the heart. Sliding the hands to, the hand along the arm. Come back to where it started. We'll go again on that side. Inhale. Inhale, folding your wing back in again. And relax as you breathe out and come back to the start. You're ready for the full, what we call spiral now. It's just a big circle. So trailing the fingers on the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, relax into your own kind of twist. Inhale, the hand carries on to the hips. Exhale, the hands come back together. Let's go again. On the inhale, really enjoy stretching. Exhale into the twist. Inhale, the hand comes back to the hip. And exhale, it comes full circle. The palms can join again. Okay, would you like to get yourself ready for a deep relaxation? While I get myself ready to offer you a deep relaxation. So whatever you need, blankets. My fan on anymore. I'll bring you a little candle too. So whatever position is comfortable for you, in theory, we're lying in Savasana, corpse pose. So it's very relaxing, excellent relaxation. And just as you allow your body to settle and you finish getting your cushions under your knees, getting your blanket over you, or whatever you need, just as you settle, I'd like to read a little from Paulo Coelho's Manual of the Warrior of Light. A warrior of light always keeps his heart free of any feelings of hatred. When he goes into battle, he remembers what Christ said, "Love your enemies," and he obeys. But he knows that the act of forgiveness does not mean that he must accept everything. A warrior cannot bow his head. If he did, he'd lose sight of the horizon of his dreams. He accepts that his opponents are there to test his valor, his persistence, his ability to make decisions. They force him to fight for his dreams. It is the experience of battle that strengthens the warrior of light. So now we'll just begin by stretching and releasing. Releasing with the breath any tension from each of the muscle groups. Beginning on the inhale to push the heels away, stretching the calf and then letting go on the exhale. And now on the inhale, pointing the toes away from you and release. On the next in-breath, bring the backs of the knees down to the cushions or the mat, stretching the whole of the front of the leg. And then let go on the out-breath. As you next inhale, squeeze both buttocks tightly together and hold, and then let go. On the next inhale, push the belly upwards and outwards. And then as you breathe out, bring the belly button to the spine and press the back down into the mat. And then release. On your next in-breath, draw the shoulder blades tightly together, hold, and then release the breath as you release the shoulders. And bringing the arms to the side of the body, palms turned upwards. Just raise the arms a couple of centimetres off the ground. As you breathe out, rotate the arms, keeping them straight but rotating so the shoulders come in. Rotate the other way, breathing in, stretching right the way through the arms and fingers. And then as you exhale, allow the arms to come down to the side of the body again. On the next in-breath, bring the chin towards the sternum, stretching the back of the neck. The head lifts off just a little. Let the head rest back down as you breathe out. Inhale and turn the head to one side on the exhale. Breathing in as the head comes to the center, breathing out as you turn to the other side. Breathing in as the head comes back to rest in the center. On your next in-breath, open the mouth wide and enjoy a good yawn. As you breathe out, allow the jaw to soften and the lips to form a gentle smile. And now squeeze off everything on the face, the eyes, nose and mouth. And then let go. Feeling the facial features all soften. Raise the eyebrows up towards the crown. And feel the brow soften as you breathe out. Now using the power of your own mind, visualize a golden ball of light, warm and soft like the rising sun. Bring this image close to the sole of your right foot. And as you inhale, draw golden warmth through all the tendons and muscles and joints of your foot, allowing your foot to rest completely. Allow warmth to spread past the ankle joint, saturating your calf muscle with warmth and softness. Visualize this golden glow spreading through the whole of your knee joint, soothing and softening the knee. warming the thigh, the front of your leg and the back of your leg. Give your right leg permission to rest completely, heavily and deeply down onto the mat. Bring the awareness to the sole of your left foot now. And bring that image of that golden globe of warmth, so that as you gently inhale, you can draw warmth and softness through the whole of the foot, allowing the foot to rest. Allow warmth to spread past the ankle joint, saturating the whole of your calf muscle with warmth and softness. Visualise golden light radiating all around the left knee joint, soothing and softening this joint. Warming the thigh, the front of your leg and the back of your leg, as you give your left leg permission to rest heavily and deeply down into the mat. On the next gentle inhale, feel that golden light creating space in the abdomen. Allow warmth to spread through the muscles of the lower back, soothing and softening, unraveling, unwinding. Allow warmth to spread through the muscles on the right-hand side of the spine and on the left-hand side of the spine, soothing and softening, unraveling, unwinding. And feel warmth spreading through the right shoulder, easing any pockets of tension, allowing the shoulder to rest completely, heavily and deeply down onto the mat. Allow warmth to spread through the left shoulder, easing any pockets of tension, allowing the shoulder to rest heavily and deeply down onto the mat. Bring the awareness to the palm of your right hand. As you gently breathe in, draw soft golden light into the center of the hand. Allow it to radiate to the thumb and each of the fingers, loosening your grip. Feel warmth spreading through the muscles and joints of your right arm as you allow it to rest completely. Bring the awareness to the palm of the left hand, and as you gently inhale, draw golden light into the center of the hand. Allow it to radiate to the thumb and each of the fingers, softening your grip, letting go. Feel warmth spreading through the muscles and joints of your left arm as you allow it to rest completely. On the next gentle in-breath, breathe golden light throughout your heart space, the heart and lungs filled with golden light. Allow this feeling of spaciousness to spread through the throat region and a golden glow to spread across the face, softening the features again, allowing a gentle smile on the lips and a twinkle at the corners of the eyes. Feel the muscles on the back of the head soften, and on the crown of the head too. And as you rest now for a few moments, bring the awareness back to the heart, filled with that golden warmth. A warrior of light always keeps his heart free from any feelings of hatred. A warrior of light always keeps his heart free from any feelings of hatred. And now gently bring the awareness back to the crown of the head. This time visualizing bright white, refreshing light. As you inhale, visualize each and every brain cell renewed and refreshed with this bright energy. Create a river of white light from the crown down to the tailbone, like a waterfall flowing through you. Take a few deep breaths into the lungs. Refresh and renew the heart and lungs with bright white energy. Allow it to radiate through the arms to the fingertips. Take a few belly breaths, filling the abdomen with vibrant energy, refreshing and renewing all the organs of your digestive system. Take a breath behind you into the kidneys, refresh and renew these organs, and allow this energy to radiate through the lower limbs all the way to the tips of your toes, revitalizing the joints and the muscles that you've used today. And now just begin to make a few small, gentle movements, whatever your body needs first. Bringing the knees up or having a stretch. Before coming onto your side, take a couple of breaths there on your side to anchor this feeling of having allowed yourself to rest. And then slowly helping yourself back up to sitting. We'll rub the hands together. Bit of extra power. I hope you don't need it tonight. And have some raindrops on the head. At least we haven't got to drive at home anywhere. You can just relax. A little shampoo. Oh, try not to touch the nose. Maybe massage around the temples. I suppose it doesn't matter touching your own nose if you're not going out anywhere. I had the strangest discussion about that, about feet touching noses when I was talking about hiring halls. Anyway, have a hug. Give yourself one and then send one out to each other. And we'll